what it's like dealing with different parenting styles and how do you navigate that?
That I value the ability to experience the world.
I have a fear something happening to them because we've coddled them so much. I want to mother my children.
We treat parenting like a business.
I always look at it like to piggyback off of that, like when you watch like a skate video, for example, right? You see these guys use these incredible tricks and it's like, how the hell did he land that? It's like you don't realize how much work went into that one trick. Sometimes it took months just to get that 10-second clip. And I think that translates a lot into whether it's boxing, whether it's martial arts, it translates a lot to relationships, or it's gonna fuck up more than it's gonna be great sometimes. But those fuck ups was what makes it great, because you learn so much about each other. And you learn things that you would have never known otherwise unless you guys didn't face that conflict. And I think that's gonna translate over to what I want to talk about now is now that you guys have kids who are getting older, conflicting parent styles and stuff like that. And how does that affect your guys' relationship? I know the last episode we talked about going to the hospital, how you didn't go to the hospital until like 2014, but your family was always in the hospital kind of thing, especially Hector.
Breaking every bone in his body.
Yeah, off of anything. So like, I would love to hear you guys talk more about what it's like dealing with different parenting styles and how do you navigate that?
I think part of it goes back to that original point of like our experiences. We've been together since we were 16, right? We're both 16. Were you 15?
16.
We're both. So we're both 16, meaning that a lot of our life experiences have actually been aligned. But before that point, that's when it really deviates, right? Because Paola was born in Dominican Republic. I was born in New York City, was raised there till 9 years old. Paola was raised in
Dominican Republic until I was 9.
So, and then she came to the Bronx. So like there was a big different dynamic to that point. But what our decisions when it comes to parenting, I think we treat parenting like a business. We have core values for our kids. We have a mission statement for our kids, and that's what keeps us in alignment. There are things that we clash on, but it goes back into that conflict of we're able to discuss it. So like, for example, something that we've clashed on is like, you guys saw when we're finishing setting up, my kids were leaving the house, right? The kids' freedoms, having the kids explore the neighborhood, and that's been a thing that we've clashed about. Because for me, like I grew up in New York City, being out and about in the streets all the time as a kid, right, around the block, and that helped me develop freedom and understanding and relationship skills and all that stuff. And then growing up, because I was the youngest, it also had a big impact in my teenage years, because when I was a teenager, my siblings are much older than me. So my oldest brother is 11 years older than me, my sister's 7 years older than me, and my closest brother is 5 years older than me. So by the time my parents got to me, they were like exhausted. So my teenage years, my parents were like, do whatever you want, right? And I had learned a lot from my siblings, like from their experiences. So teenage years, I had like all the freedom. My parents rarely like even said anything to me. And there was a summer where I was basically just figuring it out the entire summer, because we had sold the house and my parents were staying in a hotel while we were still trying to find a new house. And I had a job that if I stayed in the hotel, I couldn't get to the job. So I was like, don't worry about me. And I was just sleeping over at a friend's house and figuring it out in the summer. Sometimes I would just stay up or walking around town the whole night and then go to work the following day. Like, I felt like I experienced this whole level of like almost college age experience in these high school years. So for me, all that to say is that I valued the ability to experience the world in that way at an early age. It let me create a greater perspective. Paola had a lot of resistance.
I am a mother. So I want to mother my children. And that's not to say I was also out and about with my younger brother, Hector. At 8 years old, we were walking, crossing the Grand Concourse in the Bronx by ourselves, walking 2 to 3 miles to get to school. Like, I was out too. I just feel like my kids are so innocent and we haven't prepared them. And I have a fear of something happening to them because we've coddled them so much. And it's hard to undo. I've gotten much better.
You sound like my mom. My mom's the same exact way. It took her a while to be like, you can cross the street. You can see me from the window.
I mean, you see their souls across the street.
His mom was going to kill him even at 19, 20 years old.
Yeah, I was in college and she was threatening to take me off the wheel because I lied about.
Yeah, I got him in trouble one
What
year.
did you do?
So, you know, when you first get your license,
You were the tattletale, weren't you?
No,
he tattletaled on himself.
It was an accident. Like, I didn't mean to. I was like, once I realized what I did, I was
Get a text message like, bro, I fucked up. I am so sorry.
What happened?
Long story short, I got my license. My mom was like a real stickler for like, if it's after midnight,
You can't drive.
I can't drive. So the thing was, we were the same age, but Moses was a little bit older than me. So it was like, Moses gonna drive the car, and Moses is her other son. So perfect. Mo was like, I ain't driving your fucking car, bro. You're driving your car. Shut up. All right. So I'm freshman in college. I'm up in Albany, and my mom is coming up to visit me. She's bringing my car with Moses in tow. So they get in the car, and I know it's early, and he's useless when it's early in the morning, especially back then.
still today.
And I'll never forget it. She goes to him, how's the car drive? He goes, oh, no, I've never driven it before.
Stop.
So, and that's like immediately when he first got in the car.
No, it wasn't even. It wasn't. We weren't even in the car yet. We were going towards the car.
Oh my God.
Like to drive over to. Yeah, 'cause I was gonna be driving first.
Yeah.
And she's like, "So how's the car drive?" I was like, "I don't know. I never driven it." She's like, "What?" And I'm like,
And I get the phone call of all phone calls. Like I laundered money. Like I did something like I killed somebody. Taking you off the wheel. I can't. You're a fucking liar.
I can't believe you
I
did
can't
that.
believe it. And the whole time I'm like,
he
I
was
get off the phone. I was so mad. I was like, that was your fucking idea. How? How are you doing this to me? So, and this is also, to her defense, she was going through like the beginning stages of menopause, and she was a monster.
Yeah, she was always scary though.
She was always, and that's the one thing.
She cares.
Yeah, but you guys show your caring in the weirdest, you Latin ladies show your caring in the weirdest way possible, because it's usually between a threat. If you get hurt, I'm gonna fuck you up when you get home. It's like,
No, but that's like that New York Latino.
Yeah.
Like, but not also like, not just like, but like an American New Yorker. It's not like your typical like Dominican or Puerto Rican that don't speak English. It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm from here.
yeah, like
fuck you up,
I'm
I'll
gonna
fuck
slice your
everybody
face.
yeah, yeah,
Like, I'm gonna stab you.
yeah. It was always a threat. It was always
She's always been strong with her
Yeah.
words. The way like
never
Jay's the
never
same.
laid a hand on me,
Yeah.
but didn't need to, because those threats were so solid and
You
so
felt them.
so strong.
So descriptive.
So it's so descriptive.
interesting because his mom is like super corporate, so you
Yeah.
speak to her and she's like the most professional
Yeah.
person and then when the other side is like a coin.
And what's even better is when that side comes out, right, and then the phone rings, and then she's like, "Hello, Martha Miranda speaking."
Yeah.
Who
I was
are
always
you?
terrified of his dog.
Who are you? And she's gotten a lot better over the years. I mean, there's
I mean, because you've gotten older, so she's
Yeah.
got a little less fear, but it's
Yeah.
a real thing. That fear is a real thing for your safety. And I've let go a little bit of the kids. Like, they went out. You didn't see me freaking out. We're tracking them. We're doing all of it. But I think it's a real thing. You're gonna worry about somebody being out there and
Yeah.
your child getting taken advantage of, or just being stupid, being a kid, you know, because you do dumb shit as a kid. A lot of dumb shit. So I'm just like,
You
yeah.
did dumb shit.
No,
I was the angel.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, there's plenty of dumb shit that we've done.
You've done dumb shit with him, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we've done plenty of dumb shit.
I mean, I supervised the coach. That's what I was there for. Like when I met Jay, I was the tallest kid in like third grade.
Yeah,
His mom's
pretty
like,
much.
you watch over my son.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we were going away.
I'm like, wrong kid. I'm not getting.
Yeah, we were going away for peak, where like in Limburg they take you to like the Poconos or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And my dad was just like, you know how to carry a bag? Yeah. Take his bag and make sure he's okay. Yeah, and I was all of like 3'2". Yeah,
Jay was.
I was tiny.
I mean, babe, you were that kid.
His supervisor?
You always tattletaled on all your siblings for even like sneezing.
Listen, Hector was trying to run across the Grand Concourse. You know how many kids I saw get smashed? A lot.
You need to tell on Hector.
I kept him alive.
You need to save Hector from Hector a lot of the times.
I kept him alive, all right? That's what I like to think of.
But like, so the way we would resolve that is, number one, it goes back to like the mission statement for our kids. So like our mission statement for our kids is for Logan and Emma to be challenging adults. It's for Logan and Emma to be what's the word? Not impacting.
When they make a decision, they got to go to
We
the
said it's humans who challenge
Challenge the world for the better. But no, the first part is we have it written in the kitchen.
Self-sufficient human.
How often do you read it?
Every day, actually. So with me, like, it's like the meaning of the words become an image in my head.
You're a dad. Like, it's just, I feel like all dads, like, once you become a dad, you're like, words mean nothing.
No, for me, I think is my dyslexia, is the way I take information and convert it into something else. So, like,
Blame it on your disability.
it's not blaming.
It sounds like you're blaming her.
Self-sufficient humans who challenge the world for the better.
Yes,
There you go.
she's the word.
There you go. You see?
So anyways, going back to the thing is, like, that's what we look back at when we come to a crossroads where we're arguing, we both are saying good points and whatever. We go back to, let's go look at the mission statement. What does the mission statement and the core values say? How does that solve this crossroad?
Yeah.
Because to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but to me, that is like, we came up with that together. So like, that is both of us there. So therefore, when we're in that situation where we can't decide, we look at that and it makes things clear. It's like, okay.
It does, and I'm
Sorry, go.
ahead. There's also the aspect of us understanding that we're separate people and understanding that we've done our values together, of our shared values, but we've also seen what our not shared values are. And there's things that I value that he doesn't. So
Can we talk about some of those?
sure, and it's not that he doesn't value, but they're just not as high on his list. The priorities are different, right? So he was going to tell you about the garbage story of like why I was talking about taking out the garbage. Is one of my values is, so you have non-negotiables, certain things that are non-negotiable, of like integrity. Like, that's a non-negotiable. We're going to keep our word and say the truth, right? Or be truthful. Even when no one's looking, you're doing the right thing. That's what it means to us, right? So I have a thing with the house, Spanish of me, whatever it is. Like, when things are out of place, I can't think straight and I become that monster that you talk about in your mom. Just completely unreasonable.
Time out. I love you, Mom. You're not a monster most of the time. Can you please?
But it's what I do not like. Orderly environment makes me a happy person. That's what I value. I value that really highly on my list. And so with my kids, that's something that I'm going to hold them to. So Rez is not that he's a slob. He's not. He just doesn't hold that. That's not his priority.
I think it goes into other elements. So for me, it's like organization is huge. So that's the higher value versus your is like,
No shit on the table.
yeah. Like if I have a bunch of things on the table and it's all organized, I'm like, this is perfection.
So it could be on the chair, it just can't be on the table.
You see the look that she just gave you right now?
Only we were on a drive. That's why he's saying it, because we were on a drive. How much stuff is on the chair now since that drive?
0.
How much stuff have I left there? Because I've been conscious of not leaving shit on the chair because Francis is complaining about me leaving shit on the chair.
Mhm.
Now I'm just like, your stuff is there. Mine isn't. So.
You tried to, but then you're like, damn. I've seen you look at it and you're like, damn, he already picked it up.
No, you left it there for like 4 days last time. But anyways.
So look, here's a better scenario. Countertop.
Yes,
So Paola believes that nothing should be on the countertop. So you guys ever seen like people have microwaves or ovens on the countertop, right?
or their blenders.
Paola has this thing against that. She's like, no, it needs to be clean, just the marble or whatever.
When I'm gonna go cook and I bring out the thing, I need fucking space to put things down. I can't just like have things
But
on there.
even if you had the biggest island
It
and
wouldn't
whatever,
matter.
you still wouldn't want anything on the countertop,
Sunflowers, maybe. That's
right? To me, it's like we can put it on the countertop and have it make it look nice, organized, and in a functional way. But this is like where the disagreements happen because she's like, no, nothing on the countertop. For me, it's like organization with the countertop. So then we clash. And then that's where like we draw, again, going to that business perspective, we take on roles and responsibility in our relationship. And we acknowledge when we're in someone else's domain, where I'm in her domain. So if it's like the organization of the kitchen or whatever, that's her domain. And therefore, she has the final say. So it doesn't matter how much I value the organization, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's secondary to her domain. When it comes to, for example, the organizations of like the storage unit downstairs, that's my domain. So she's not going to even bring that up of like, no, I think it should be this. She may throw suggestions in there, but like my final say is my final say on that, right? And I think acknowledging is like, okay, we're in your domain. And sometimes we fight about that because we're, you know, like for example, the car, taking care of the cars is my
domain. Oh, it's your domain.
Is my domain.
Got it.
Yeah. She expressed it to me a while ago about like I this is something that I want you to handle entirely because like it just feels confusing and powerless and all this stuff.
Don't care.
Wow. Yeah. So I'll get in her car. I'll drive her car. I'm like, dude, the car's smoking. The tires or the brakes are screeching. What the hell? And she's like, babe, I need you to handle that. I'm like, okay. When it comes to like paperwork and stuff like that, that's her domain, right? Like, cause that just, again, dyslexic, it makes me like with the kids, I still have to do a lot of it. And it's like, hey, it'll take me like, I take my kids to get something. It'll take me like the whole session while the kids are in there for 2 hours. And I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm like sweating by the time they come out. I don't know if I did this. So she handles those
Failed
things.
your kid's math test.
So like we've had a lot of discussions about domains, like and when there's something that's up in the air and we don't know whose domain in it, we also address that as like, wait, who's taking care of this? Who's going to take responsibility of it? And sometimes that becomes a little bit of a fight because it's like, you know, we should both take care of it or this is common sense. But again, then that's when we realize like we're just trying to win versus being effective.
Jason here with Mindset U, and I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for tuning in and watching us every week. Since Mindset U is taking a different approach, we need your help coming up with new topics of stuff that you want to hear so that we can give you the best quality possible and the best content possible in general. It's fun. Come on, help us out. Help us help you. Anyway, you can head over to videoproject.com to watch any of the old episodes and any of the new upcoming episodes that are coming. You could also check us out on Instagram and on YouTube and anywhere else that you could possibly think of that you want us to be. Let us know. We'll be there. All right? Thank you so much.